All right, all right. So we are going to be doing a Lexivon torque wrench giveaway here in about 30 minutes. So somebody is going to get themselves a 3/8, or I shouldn't say or, and they're going to get themselves a 1/4 inch. So if you haven't had a chance to put your name in the hat, I'm going to paste in the chat over there the actual link to the YouTube short that you can comment on, and then we will go from there. Because at 9 o'clock, we will make a selection of who is going to win these two torque wrenches. So, let's into the chat. Be nice if I'd have it ready straight away, but all right. So the chat. Okay. So in the chat, I'm going to pin that message, is a link to the YouTube short that you can use to connect. Comment, like it. So these Lexivons have been really good to me. Haven't had any issues personally with these. This 3/8 has been good. I did a starter on an LS430 that isn't on my channel, and I wish I would have taken some videos of it because it was an awesome car. It was the Ultra Luxury Edition, 2004. It was black on black. It was super, super nice, super well kept. I'd gotten it also at the same charity auction that the Subaru came from, and we fixed it, and I ended up selling it on Cars and Bits. It was a really, really nice buyer. Came from Jacksonville, Florida, and I think he still has it. I think he meant to sell it. I'm not sure, but what I can tell you, I'm just making sure that my. So here's the thing about torque wrenches. I'm just making sure that both of these were at the 0. So, anyways, let's see what we got going on here. We've got this Lexivon torque wrench giveaway. Got the 3/8 and the 1/4 inch. If you haven't had a chance to enter, link is pinned at the top. What you got to do is make a comment. If you are so interested in winning yourself a tool. So, it's been a wonderful weather here. I'm sitting on the back porch. Supposedly it's supposed to get in the 70s. And hopefully I will get to make a trip out of town soon for vacation. You can probably hear all the hot rod and deleted diesel trucks running up and down. We're not too far from a main road, and it's a long straightaway that doesn't have a lot of police activity, and they love to see if their vehicles are raring to go. Can't say anything. I used to have a inline 6 Cummins 5.9. It had a 47 RE in it. I had it rebuilt. Had the transmission built up some. Just had a Smarty Junior on it. Wasn't anything special. But it would pull our 32-foot camper down the road. I always liked that body style on the 2003s, but the back seat was small. Even though it was 4-door, it's really like they made the extended cab. They gave it a little more room, threw a door on it and said, "Yeah, here you go. Here's a four-door truck," which was so strange to me because Ford at the time had like a true crew cab. And I think Chevy's crew cab was even bigger. So I don't know what made Dodge make that decision to do that. But, anyways, so the selection of this Lexivon torque wrench will happen at 9 p.m. Eastern, so less than 30 minutes from now. And I'm recording this live because maybe some of the people that entered will join, but more importantly, I want them to see that there's no funny business. We're going to use a website. We're going to do it live at 9 o'clock. That's going to help us select at random the winner. And I will share my screen so that you can actually see what I'm doing when that happens. And occasionally, if there's a product that I enjoy, sometimes people show up to your channel just for that, not because they like your content. Well, that may be because my content sometimes might not be what they want to see. All right, YouTube comment selector. All right. We will be using from Comment Shark the YouTube random comment picker. And that comment picker will help us pick who's winning this torque wrench set. Let's go back, and then I'll share my screen whenever we get there. All right, so it's about 25 minutes till 35 minutes, 25 minutes. Boy, I cannot do my math. It's about 8:30. We shall see. Now I would ask how everybody is doing, but at the current moment, we have big fat zeros on the people watching this video, which it's interesting. I was expecting to see more people. There's, I think, about 38 people who put a comment out there. You might have forgotten. It is somewhat difficult to remember in our lives. I have to say I actually forgot. I didn't forget it was today. I forgot Eastern. And then I went off on my phone and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. It is not for 10 p.m. Eastern. It is for 9 o'clock Eastern. The colors on these too. Black and it's kind of a black and orange. Maybe it's more yellow. I think it's yellow. I like to say it's orange since I'm a Tennessee fan. That's what I'm going with. Yep. I like it. Yeah, so talking about that Dodge, I've had a lot of vehicles in my day. I had 2 of those 3rd gen Rams over the course of my vehicle ownership. I've had a number of other vehicles. And at some point, I think on the channel, I'm going to go through each of them, some of the pros and cons, because honestly, every car that I had, except for the Ford Focus SVT, which even that was fun, but it had some weird issues, even from the factory. Splines on the inside of the clutch ripped out, and we were literally, me and my wife, we were just driving in a Walmart parking lot. We weren't even driving fast. We just got groceries and left, which was interesting. Anyways, yeah, it's a decent car, and it had an issue where the shift linkage was cable driven, front wheel drive car, obviously, and when it's either 3rd or 4th, it would actually, there was a twist lock on that Ford Focus SVT, and it would pop. So For those that just joined, we're going to be giving away a Lexivon 3/8 torque wrench and a 1/4 inch torque wrench at 9 o'clock. The giveaway has been running for a couple of weeks. So anyways, it would tear apart and I would have to pull off on the interstate because it would get stuck in fourth. And then you could only go so fast. And then, of course, it's very difficult to take off in fourth gear. So anyways, that was really frustrating. I've had, let's see, a 300ZX, a 91 300ZX. I've had a Honda Accord, the CB7 body style. Really like the CB7 body style. I've had a Camaro 2014 Camaro SS. I've had, this is our second Sequoia. We've had an old Ford Escort. We've had, my gosh, I've had an Infiniti G35 sedan with a 6-speed, which was super awesome. I really enjoyed that car. But the back seat was too small for doing anything with the kids. So when they got bigger, it was like they were kicking the back seat. It's really a coupe with 4 doors type situation. Then I had, let's see, what else have I had? I've had 4 Maximas. Love the Maximas. I had a 1999 Maxima SE stick shift. Had it lowered. When I said lowered, it wasn't super lowered. It was a stick shift. It was super fun car. Nissan Maxima was. Then I had a 91 or 92, which I think it was the VG30, which is kind of like the iron block situation. It's good. It was a good car. Had an injector issue. Caught the hood on fire. Whole nother story. We've had a Dodge Charger when they first came out, the original body style with the 5.7. Pretty fun car. I've had a Honda Accord, Ford Expedition, the old school body style. I think it was 90, 98. And I had a $250 Crown Vic that I bought from a family member, not direct family member. It was my brother-in-law's mother. And it had a new transmission and engine in it. And it was a really good running car, but it had all these other quirks. Like I had to start the car, couldn't use the key because one day I came home and turned the key off, car kept running. The little plastic rod that moves the ignition switch busted in the steering column, and you have to take the whole column out to fix that. It was super frustrating. So anyways, I ripped it apart and I would start the car with the ignition switch, but it had a security system that you had to press a button on this other underside part that they had put in. And so you press that, hold that, slide the ignition switch, which has a pretty solid spring on it actually, which is probably why that plastic rod breaks. And you could get it to start. Cold AC. Had the weird thing though, windows would roll down on you as you're going down the interstate. They would just, they would fall down. And 9 o'clock, we'll be giving away some Lexivon torque wrenches on a giveaway. So if you haven't put a comment, make sure to click the link that's pinned and you can leave a comment if you want to win a tool. But anyways, I'd be going down the interstate in this Crown Vic and the windows would just start rolling down. So I had to silicone them up. It was a mess. And it was a great car though. I really enjoyed it. It was the old 4.6 cold AC. I really enjoyed that. But anywho's, yep. So we've been waiting a couple of weeks for this. At 9 o'clock Eastern, we will pick a winner for 2 torque wrenches. We have a 1/4 inch torque wrench and a 3/8 that we're going to be giving away, and we're going to ship it directly to the person. So if you're interested, all you got to do is click the little link that I pinned there on the short and just leave a comment and you'll get added to random selector. And at 9 o'clock, hey Sean, how you doing? Yeah, it's new channel and we've been using some tools on the channel a little bit. These Lexivon torque wrenches been good to me as a shade tree mechanic. So I said, you know what? I'll throw a little bone out there, give somebody an opportunity to win a torque wrench. And in fact, they're going to get both. They're going to get a 1/4 inch and the 3/8 if they win. So anyways, so yeah, I was talking about all the cars, different cars I've had, and just walking through all the nuances of older cars, but how they're, it's difficult for people to afford newer things today. So that's why on my channel, you see me buying auction cars and fixing them for my daughter, or the fact that we have a 2008 Toyota Sequoia and we have a 2013 Prius that we just took to the shop since my daughter backed out and ripped the front bumper nearly off. And the local shop, he says, yeah, we should probably be able to fix it. It's kind of one of those things. The only thing about old cars, you got to be careful. This is something that can happen. When you have an accident like that, we happen to have full coverage on it because my daughter she's not a new driver. She's been driving about 3 years. I guess you could say that's still new. We have full coverage on it, but State Farm may come back and say, well, to take the front bumper off, replace the bumper, replace some of the underneath plastic and repaint and polish the headlights and whatever else they want to do, well, it's going to be more than it's going to be worth. So we're going to total it out. The damage doesn't look bad, and hopefully they don't try to total it out, but we will see. But we've loved that Prius so far. She loves it. She had a 2010 Kia Optima before that. That was her first car. It was a 2.4 liter. It was before they came out with all this GDI Kia nonsense. And I know that wasn't just them. They're trying to meet federal or whatever regulations for fuel mileage. And really good. She put like 25,000 miles on it. We got in that car kind of in the heat of COVID though, so we paid way too much for it. So I sold it to a local couple. I was expecting a new baby here locally in my town and allowed them to kind of make payments on it. So anyways, still see it every once in a while. So if you have just joined, at 9 o'clock, we're giving away a Lexivon 3/8 and a Lexivon 1/4 inch torque wrench. And all you have to do is click the pinned short that's been out there for a couple of weeks and get a comment in before 9 o'clock. Because at 9 o'clock, I will use a YouTube random generator and we will pick whoever commented and we'll figure out who's going to win these. And we may throw a little surprise in there. Who knows? And like I said, these are pretty cool. If you don't have a torque wrench, it's good to have one. Recently dropped the valve body. There's a video of that on my channel in the Subaru. First time ever doing a valve body, pulling it out of a transmission, and had to replace a turbine speed sensor too. So super fun. My family, there's a window. I'm sitting on the back porch there, and our laundry room's right there, and they're staring at me like I'm crazy. Like, who's he talking to out there? Talking to the internet. That's who I'm talking to. Talking to the YouTube Live. That the giveaway link is correct. Let's check our comments, make sure that we don't have any unresponded comments. I'm sure at some point one of my daughters will pop out, totally forget, and they'll be like, hey, what are you doing? And they're going to have to get on camera for that very reason. For the longest time, I jokingly have this on one of my shorts, I think. My grandfather always taught me that you didn't need to worry about torque stuff. He said it's the old German saying, good and tight. And I was like, what? I was young. I was like, what the heck is he talking about, good and tight? Well, good and tight meant just snug it up. The old good and tight was just enough. But when you're working on something like that valve body that I was working on, there are specific torque values, and they were really low. Like putting the valve body back in was like 3.9 foot-pounds, which was crazy. So these really come in handy. And of course, a lot of auto manufacturers, if you look at the factory service manuals, will give you the torque numbers that you need to put stuff back at. This is all the pro tips from a shade tree mechanic. I work on a lot of my own vehicles. It is funny though. I don't do all the oil changes, and people always everything else. You rip the intake manifold off of an LS430 to replace the starter under there. You just did the valve body in a Subaru. You're doing all this work on the Sequoia, and it comes to the oil change, and you go, nah. So here's what I figured out. I'll take the Sequoia as an example. It's about 7 quarts of synthetic oil, 5W20. It's a canister style oil filter, and there's a skid plate. So by the time I get that Sequoia up on the ramps, get the skid plate off, get the oil drained, get the canister changed, fill it back up with oil, and then have to get the oil somewhere else, which is usually, obviously, O'Reilly's AutoZone, one of those that I can take those cartons in and pour it out. I'm in for that for at least an hour to 2 hours, depending on how smoothly things go. Well, when I'm out running errands, it's perfect to just pull into the oil place, and I don't go to like Jiffy Lube or 5-minute oil change. There's a couple of local shops where most of the building is 100% ASE certified mechanics, and then the other like quick lube side is all like maybe 2 bays worth of quick lube, and that's all I need, really. I mean, I don't need any more than that. And these, it's not your normal, I guess you could say, technicians, your quick oil change technicians. They when you go into like the Jiffy Lube and the 5-minute oil change place, you go in and they go to change the oil, and then they're like, hey, let's do a windshield wiper. Looks like you need windshield wipers. It looks like you need an air filter. Looks like you need this. And I'm like, whoa, I just want my oil change, man. The reason why I usually take it to these guys is when I add up the cost to buy the oil, to buy the filter that I want, and then do the work and take the oil back, I can pay them to do it. And occasionally I get there and there's a lot of cars in front of me or something, but I kind of figured out like when to take it. Like it's usually pretty close to when they close, before people get off work. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, they're open in the afternoons. And so that usually works. So usually I might have one car in front of me, but they can get an oil change done in about 15 minutes. So that's a pretty good oil change, if you ask me. So anyways, we got about 8 more minutes here before we give these away, and we will select someone from comments. And I hope that whoever wins these truly appreciates them. They have been a lifesaver for some of my jobs. And like I said in some of my other videos, I 100% think that for the general public that is just working on their cars, their personal cars, this is all you need. You can absolutely go and buy yourself an Icon. You can go and buy yourself a Snap-on, a Mac Tool, and whatever else other brands that are 4x this cost. But at the end of the day, if you're within a reasonable tolerance and these have a calibration in them, you will be just fine. And I haven't had any issues on all the cars I've been working on. So there's a couple videos out there of individuals doing some testing. By the way, have you ever watched Project Farm? I think, what is his name? Todd? An absolute awesome channel. Like, I don't know what made him think to do that as a channel. But I watch this stuff all the time. Like I can't tell you how many times I've watched. In fact, the ceramic coating I use right now, it's a hybrid from, is it from Turtle Wax or McGuire's? I think it's from Turtle Wax. Anyways, doesn't matter. It's a hybrid spray ceramic. Well, he did a bunch of tests against more expensive ones, less expensive ones, and this is like $15 a bottle. And well, shoot, man, we were loving it on our cars, and he had such a great video. It showed the durability of it over a course of washes and wax and grease remover and various other things. So, anyways, so based on my clock, we've got about 6. And let's see, I saw a few people jumping on and off. Not sure if anybody else threw their name in the hat out there. Pretty easy little giveaway. You don't have to buy any merch like all cars that people are giving away, where they're like, "Oh man, you gotta give away some merch. You gotta sell some merch." I'm not selling any merch. I'm not doing any of that. I just wanted some comments. I'm a new YouTube creator, and as part of that, to kind of gain some traction, I'm doing this giveaway, and also I think people will enjoy these tools. So completely free for everyone else. All you have to do is make a comment before 9 o'clock on that short that I have pinned in here. And it's been running for a couple of weeks. And then at 9 o'clock, we will do a selection of the winner. So let's see. Yeah, it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. The YouTube thing. It's funny. I was working on my cars one day, and my daughter she was like, so many of these people you watch are doing the same thing you're doing, and you're not even like putting yourself out there. And years ago, I tried to start a little YouTube creator channel, because I also do a lot of cooking. I don't know. Can you tell? Big back. That's what my in the kid community or the teenager community, big back. But anyways, I definitely had a great time doing some of that, and I enjoy wrenching on cars. I work in IT during the day, so getting to wrench with something and get my hands dirty and fix something or build something is so rewarding when it's compared to doing some computer work. So it's 8:56. Where are you guys from? See, there's a couple people on. I am Metro Atlanta area personally. It is absolutely good weather. That's why I'm sitting outside. However, it seems like the family has the air conditioning set on sub-zero temperatures in there. We've probably got meat hanging up in there. I don't know what we're doing in there. Probably got a big old piece of steak or something. They must be dry aging in there. I don't know. Anyways, 8:57. Where's my? I'll have to look and see. So again, I know I've said it a few times as people have hopped on and off to watch the video. There is a 3/8 and a 1/4 inch torque wrench that we're going to be giving away at 9 o'clock based on individuals who commented on the short. I've got something in my, no, it's one of these antler bones for our poodle's been chewing on that. Ha! Too funny. Guess I must have picked that up off the floor. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see if anybody else has put a comment in before I drop this into the YouTube generator. Looks like somebody did drop a comment in there. Okay, awesome. Nothing wrong with that. Looks like we got about 39 people who have thrown themselves into the hat for getting a torque wrench. Winning the torque wrench tonight. I love some of the comments too. I love that people They didn't just put like hello. Like some people put an actual story in here, and I wish I could give stuff to like. There's one guy in here. I think he's using like a hand-me-down toolbox. He's been needing some torque wrenches, but he's too broke to afford decent tools. And of course, you want to believe everybody you see on YouTube, but work on my dirt bike and four-wheelers. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen what it looks like behind the scenes. I don't know if any of you have a channel, but I'll show you what it looks like. I don't care. It's not some big secret. So it allows you to see the comments, and then of course you can take action on them if you need to. If somebody leaves some vulgar comment you don't want, but I love this. I need one of these. I have a barn full of motors and I'm broke. I could use a good torque wrench. A minute for all the tools, dirt bikes. Need work to my grandson's car. I'm feeling torqued. Let's go. Let's get torqued. You can always use a torque wrench. I'm interested. Yeah. All right. We're away from giving these torque wrenches away. So what we will do is we will share this screen. It is now 9 o'clock. Let me go grab that link to the short really quick. Make sure I've got the latest one. No ifs and buts about it. We're gonna, buddy. All right, so let's click this. Let's copy this. All right, so we'll share our screen. I'm going to throw this into the YouTube random comment picker from Comment Shark. So as you can see, this is the wrench giveaway short. There were 40 comments. Now that includes replies, but it'll skip replies because I'm not going to click that. It's going to have to be a unique author. So if an individual, commented multiple times, it's not going to necessarily pick them because reason. It's just one. And we're going to pick a winner for the 3/8 and 1/4 inch together. And so drum roll. It's 9:01. Breaking my rules. I said I was going to do it at 9 o'clock. So it's 9:01. So let's see who is winning the torque wrenches. Nice. So Joey Dobbs, 341. You have won yourself a 3/8 torque wrench and a 1/4 inch torque wrench. That's what you need to do. And I'll reply to the comment on the short in case you're not watching. I need you to send an email to me at onegoofygarage@gmail.com. And I just need your name and a shipping address where you want Amazon to deliver those two packages or that package for you for those torque wrenches. So congratulations to Joey Dobbs, 341. All right, nice job. So we will now think about, should we have some form of a surprise giveaway for somebody else? So I was thinking about it, and I think I'm going to give away 2 of the 3/8. So somebody's going to get a 3/8 and a 1/4, and I'm going to add on for somebody else to get a 3/8 because we had a good number of commenters and a good number of people that could probably use the tool. So what we're going to do is we are going to go back to the comment picker, and I will share my screen as soon as I get that refreshed. Joey Dobbs wins again. We're not going to send him 2. We're going to pick somebody else. How about that? All right. Paste authors. Pick a random person. A2 Gymnastics 834. Congratulations for winning yourself a 3/8 torque wrench. So I appreciate anybody who hopped on and hopped off and hung out. Don't do a lot of YouTube live, but we will get you these shipped in the month of October. And we appreciate anybody who commented on the channel. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, now would be a great chance to do so, because it will give you an opportunity to see more of these giveaways in the future. But again, this channel is not going to be about giveaways. It's going to be about wrenching. And if things I feel bring value to the community, then we may throw it out there. You will never have to buy merch for any of my giveaways. They will be completely free based on just dropping a comment or a like. And I really need the comments, because here's the thing, YouTube doesn't show me the likes and the names of the people who like it. I figured that out the hard way by telling everybody to click a like and comment, and you realize, they don't do a very good job about showing you that. So I appreciate everybody who is sticking with us this evening, and a couple of good winners there. So I will post replies to both of those, and we'll run one of these again. And I don't know, maybe before the end of the year. Maybe it'd be a good end of the year gift for somebody. Until next time, keep wrenching. Have a great time.